everyone, it's Carrie from Carrie on Accessibility, and today we're going to take a look at the new Aira Explorer app. It is now live on the Google Play Store only, and they will be rolling out a new version of the Aira Explorer app for iOS later. But here it is. It's right here on the screen. This is what it's going to look like. I was able to log in with no problem, and I use Aira most of the time as a guest and using Aira Access offers. Otherwise, I usually use Be My Eyes. And they made a new app so that everything can be consistent on both their desktop, Android, and iOS. And this is what it looks like. When I first logged in, everything was really large. I think that a lot of apps don't dynamically change because of your font sizing, and I feel like Aira just kind of overdid it a little bit. There are some areas where I feel like it's a little too big for me, and I wish I could tone it down a little so that it's not taking over so much of my screen. So I just wanted to go through it a little bit with you guys, and I wanted to make a quick video about it, but I thought I would just go ahead and go live since it literally just came out a few hours ago. So here, I'm going to turn on TalkBack. Let's see. I should be able to.
Call an Aira agent button.
There you
Accessibility volume set to 92%. Double tap to activate.
Okay, maybe I should slow that down.
Paired headings, control links, windows, containers, speech rate. Speech rate 146%.
Okay.
Swipe up with 3 fingers or swipe down.
So now you can
call an Aira agent button.
Call an Aira agent.
Attach message or files button.
You can attach a message or file. I like that feature when you're not in a place where you can necessarily talk, but you want, to send a message and you want to call Aira to look at something really quick. So that's one feature that I do use.
Browse access offers button.
Browse access offers.
Double tap to configure devices button.
And configure devices.
Double tap to activate.
So my thing is there are 3 buttons under the Call Aira app, and they are just huge buttons. The text is just really big, and I use magnification and I use larger fonts, and I just don't know that it has to be this big. I think it would be nice to have a setting where we can adjust these types of settings or adjust the text size, and actually maybe there is, and I just haven't really dived into it. I did check
Browse
out
access offers button. Access offers.
Their access offers section.
Down with 3 fingers to select demo. Demonstrating Aira to friends button.
It looks
Double
pretty
tap to
good.
activate.
One major difference I noticed is that when you do call Aira, you can see the camera feed. In the previous app, just like the Aira app, you were only able to see like black and a screen, and it did not show you a preview of your screen. So that's pretty cool. I think when you do have some vision, it does help to at least try to see what an agent might be seeing.
Categories.
So everything is really large here as well, which is great. Though when I do go into a category,
promotions and partners,
like promotions,
37 access offers of partners.
One other thing is these toast messages, like those little tiny messages that appear, well, they're usually tiny, that appear on the bottom part of the screen. They are really large when using the Aira app, which is really nice, except again, it's just too big. Everything's a little too big for me. I would rather use some magnification than just have it already this big. There are sections that are cut off, and if I go into
access offers, home, Browse access offers.
Oh, no,
Home.
that's not where I want to go.
Attach call Aira with
Attach
message.
messages.
Back button. Showing English
Like
US. Task and situation.
at the top here, there are certain things where the title of the screen is cut off, or there's just not enough space to accommodate such large font, which is always a problem when you're scaling text and display sizing to be really large. And I'm sure that if I turn down my display size settings on Android, then this probably won't be that big. And that's the thing. I think that Aira, I don't know how many people are testing their Android app for low vision accessibility, but on Android, display size settings really can kind of mess up scaling and layout a little bit. So that is one area that I think would be something that I would love for Aira to improve on. Also, just this section here where there's black text on a aqua kind of background, just at the top. You see, that for me is already getting to just like the edge of being hard to read, like that color contrast. These buttons, like where it says attach message of or files, those are pretty good. They're black on a really pale blue, which is great for contrast. But especially at the bottom where the text is small, I think it says home. This is just like on the edge of being challenging for me to read, and I kind of wish that they didn't use this color selection and maybe just kept somehow integrated their Aira color, which is that aqua, without making it kind of hard to see. And that's pretty much it. It seems to work pretty well from what I've tested for a few minutes. I was just really excited that there's like a new thing and a new app. This is what it looked like before in the old app. Here we go. Here's the old Aira app, and here. Now everything on here is much smaller. And I just wish there was a balance between the two. I also prefer having a menu at the top left, and having more space for the different sections, where it says home, usage accounts, advanced setup, and things like that. That, for me, for being visually impaired and using magnification, that's easier for me. Now, I don't know if everybody might have their own preferences, but for me, that's easier. One thing that I just do not like still is Aira has published their pricing so that we can see it, but we are not able to purchase minutes or to purchase plans through the app, which we used to be able to. And yeah, I just think that that's such a shame. I have to go and call customer service to be able to do that. I'm not sure if they're going to change that in the future or not, especially since they're going after businesses and things like that. But that is a really quick overview of the new what happened? The new Aira app. And I actually did a poll, which is a really interesting one, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. But I just love my YouTube community like section on my channel. So if you're not like tuned in there, I feel like I have so much fun with different polls and different posts and different ideas. And today, I think it was today, I said, if both of them were free, Aira and Be My Eyes, which one would you pick? Which one would you use, Aira or Be My Eyes? Some people wanted to say both, and that's fair, but which one would you pick? I think that I would go with Aira. Just from their quality of services and all the other things they can do. They have access to my location if I need to, if I want to give them. Of course, I don't have to. And I don't know. I think that for me, it's a better service overall. With Be My Eyes, I do like their specialized help. So I guess I would continue to use that. But when I call a volunteer, sometimes they're really nice, and sometimes I don't know why I get stuck with some volunteers that are like in crowded areas. I don't know why they have to answer, or they're busy doing something and it doesn't feel like they're so willing to help. I know that a lot of people are happy with the service they get with Be My Eyes, but it's really nice to have Ira, where you're always greeted at least cordially. um, One point that Kurt actually brought up on the YouTube community post is that Ira, because of their training, it can cut both ways, because part of it is that they have training and they can probably help you better, but volunteers can be more coachable, because Ira agents can sometimes feel like they know what to do or how to help, where sometimes that's not how you want the help. So that's like a really fair point. So I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I think that it's great to have both services. And if you haven't seen my other video where I actually sat down and spoke with Janine, who's the director of communications at Ira, the ultimate goal, according to her, is to have Ira for free everywhere, for free for us to use anyway, and that the burden of the cost would be on businesses and governments. I'm curious to know what everybody thinks about that. Would you want to have Ira be free if it was somehow paid for by government organizations or businesses? So I'm going to go ahead and look at the chat. Addison says, hello from Missouri. Hey, Addison. There's a Blind Tech Adventures, Ira, bah humbug. So there's a lot of people who are very unhappy with Ira and I guess, dare I call it, the debacle of pricing. And I think there are very fair criticisms that could be said about it. And there are still things that I think that they could do better. And one of my points that I've heard and that I really agree with is, while businesses are the source of revenue and Ira needs to go after that to be sustainable, and it's their responsibility to be sustainable, the problem is that blind people, visually impaired people, we are those end customers. So even if you do get businesses and governments to pay for it, if the blind community are unhappy, and if you alienate them, well, I'm sorry, your businesses might pay for nothing. Like, we're not going to use it. Let's see here. Mackenzie. Hey, Mackenzie. Oh, I should like get eSpeak to talk. Where's my phone? I should make eSpeak read like some crazy message. Mackenzie says, no, yeah, Mackenzie says hi. And then Addison says hello. Hola, bah humbug. Whoever said that. Probably Be My Eyes, just because it's free. Yeah. Oh, sorry if it looks like I'm spamming the chat here, but come on, just trying to communicate and also be funny. So Mackenzie, if both of them were free, which one would you use? That's the question. If both of them were completely free, would you use Be My Eyes or Aira, or would you just use both? And no problem. Don't say sorry or anything. You can Feel free to comment as much as you want. Tom Burt, sure, I can help you find your way. Let me just finish my cheeseburger real quick. No, usually it's like, okay, this has happened 3 times to me. It's usually a mom with their kid, and I am a mom, okay? I totally understand that. And I have no problem with you talking to your kid, right? But like you answered the call while you're in the middle of like yelling at them or talking to them or chiding them or something. And I'm just like, why did you answer? Why? Just let another volunteer answer. Oh my goodness. Mackenzie says, oh, haha. Danny Marie, hey Danny, says hey hey. And everybody's saying hello to each other. It's been a while, Mackenzie. Okay. Also, why didn't Sam of the Blind Life do his Android journey on blind Android users? Surprised he hasn't joined. That's interesting. Yeah, I wonder if Warren or Austin or John or whoever, who else is on there? Ed has actually asked him, because right now he has turned to the other side, to the dark side, which is iPhone. So maybe that's why. I don't know. Tony, hi Tony, it's great to see you. Mackenzie said, "Are you surprised he hasn't been a guest on Blind Android Users?" I don't know. Maybe they just haven't invited him. But Blind Toes, get out of here. No, just kidding. Mackenzie, so he has both. He has both. That's what he's mentioned to me. He has an iPhone, which he mostly uses. This is from what he says. But he also has a Galaxy phone, which I'm not sure what model it is. And it's like I just don't know what phone to pick anymore, because I have problems with Pixel, I have problems with Samsung, I have major problems with iPhone, and I'm just like, well, which one am I gonna use? Right now I am daily driving the Samsung, but actually I'll be getting the OnePlus 11 just to try it out. Recently I did a short, and I know it's pretty inconsequential to most people, but the iPhone has a mute switch, right? Well, OnePlus has the I don't even know what they call it, but it's like a slider apparently on the side where you can switch from like the 3 different sound profiles on Android. So normal, vibrate, and silent, I suppose. I don't actually have it, so I don't really know. I've never seen a OnePlus phone before. So I'm excited to see that and try it out. And I was thinking of moving my SIM over to it for maybe a week or so and trying it and seeing if I like it. And yeah, I don't know if I'll keep it or not, but I do want to try it and see how it goes and maybe make a video about it. Okay. If I get out of here, this is Blind Toast, then how can I truly give you a cup of coffee? Okay, you can stay. Make sure it has cream, French vanilla creamer. Mackenzie, last time I heard he had an S10, which is not supported. What do you mean it was just not supported? You mean it's too old that it's not getting the updates anymore? But I get it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Sam's basically, well, he mentioned to me that he's switched over to mostly using a screen reader and he's using voiceover. yeah, I don't blame him if he doesn't really use Zoom a lot on iPhone, then maybe he won't have as many problems as I did. Danny also says, I haven't heard much about OnePlus in a while. That'll be cool. So, according to all these like tech tubers, OnePlus was really good like in the beginning, and then they tried to do too much and have like a pro and do just too much, and got expensive, and they were no longer the quote unquote flagship killer. And so they might be kind of trying to redeem themselves with the OnePlus 11. At least that's what MKBHD said. And maybe was it Mr. Mobile, or was it Mr. Who's the Boss? One of them. I wish I could be one of those tech tubers and like have the phone sent to me before like it actually launches, because I just pre-ordered mine instead of getting it from OnePlus or anything. Okay, hold on, guys. It's going too fast. Okay, I have an old. Wait, where am I in the chat? Okay, I have an old OnePlus 8 Pro that I used for a while until I switched back to iPhone because the rest of my family are fruit phone users. Oh, really? So like, why though? Like, what's the point? My dad, my mom, my dad, my mom, and my brother, who I all live who I live with. I can't speak English today. If I can ever. They all have Apple devices, right? And I don't care. I have an Android device. I don't see what the problem is. And one thing that I just love is what Google did with their text messages. And then because previously, if you were an iPhone user and you reacted to an Android user message, the Android user would get like a message saying, so and so liked your message or loved your message or gave it a heart or whatever it said. And it was a separate message, right? Now Google has turned that around where it intercepts those iPhone messages and automatically makes it so that it's a reaction to a Google message. But then when now on Android, if you react to an iPhone message, so like when my mom sends me a text message and I put a heart on that, now she gets a text message saying, Carrie, liked your text message. And I just find that so funny. I don't care. And I don't think anybody in my family cares about blue and green bubbles. I don't see what the point is. What's the advantage? Blind toast. When are you going to get MKBHD and Linus Tech to do the screen reader challenge? See, that would be so cool. I would love to do that, but I just don't think they actually will. I don't know. One day, why don't you go like message them and tell them? That would be fun. Yeah, we should just get all the creators, all the tech tubers to do that. Mr. Who's the Boss? He's kind of a smaller tech tuber, but I just love Mr. Mobile, who is Michael Fisher. The writing that he does for his video is just spot on, but also it's like he doesn't have audio description, but like he integrates what's in the video so well. It's like I don't need audio description. Like there's all these like tech YouTube videos where they do like the camera tests and everything, and then here's one picture, here's another picture. You can see that the iPhone did better on this picture, whereas like Michael Fisher and Mr. Mobile, he'll be like, oh, it does better in low light situations, and when I went to the bar, or I don't know, I love it when audio description is integrated into the actual video instead of just adding it on. I think that's really well done. Anyway, Tony, My email got hacked and now I can't use my email. Microsoft canceled my account. Oh no, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah. I wonder if it's because of passwords. Maybe you need a password manager, which I do too. And I hope you can get that sorted out. Hopefully they didn't get any like payment information and stuff like that. Tuffy Fong. I'm thinking of switching to a Samsung Galaxy phone that has a fingerprint scanner on the back of the phone. Do they still have those on the back of the phone? For me, I miss it. I miss the back of the phone fingerprint scanners. It's like these under the screen fingerprints, they are so frustrating. They're frustrating. It's Samsung actually does better than Pixel with that. A lot better. I think it's an ultrasonic fingerprint reader, which is so much better than the one with the light. What do you call it? I can't remember. But the one that has that flashes the light at you, which first of all, that light is really annoying, especially if you're like in a dark environment and you can't see exactly where that little circle is, and then you don't hit it, and then like that light flashes at your face. I don't know if that's just a me problem, but yeah. It takes a while to get used to it, and in the beginning it was really rough for me. I would get it like less than 50% of the time. Now I would say I get it about 80% of the time, whereas like the Pixel, what was it? The Pixel 2 XL, the Pixel 4, those ones had just an amazing back sensor, and it was great. And it was like 99.9999% of the time it would get it right away. And the other like 0.0001% is because like my hand is wet or something and I didn't dry it enough. Samsung is just, it's frustrating. I wish they would support TalkBack and work with Google instead of making their own version of TalkBack. It's kind of ridiculous. Mackenzie probably, and he doesn't like eloquence, and I don't blame him. Wait, who doesn't like eloquence? I'm confused. Are you talking about Sam? Danny says, I do enjoy having. Wait, no, did I miss something? Hold on. Okay, Danny says, I love that Google did that. But I actually try not to spam my iOS user friends. Not that they even cared. They never cared. Okay, they never did. Why should we? You know what? You should actually do it more. That way, they'll be like, what is up with all these messages? And you can be like, go to an Android phone. You can go to an Android and you won't have those. Mackenzie, what if you, Sam, and the blind Android users crew did a stream together? Oh, yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, maybe we can make that happen. I've had Sam on before on my Live Accessible channel, and I've had blind Android users on for both this channel and the Live Accessible channel. So, yeah, I don't think that is far from the possibility. All right, I do enjoy having some reactions though. So I wish Apple would jump on the chat train and help us all out. Yeah, Apple. Come on, Apple. They're so slow to move. Like, where's our USB-C charger? You know, I saw a YouTube short, and I don't know if this is true, but they were talking about how instead of changing the iPhone's like plug to USB-C only, they're gonna have like two ports, like a lightning port and a USB-C port. I'm just like, no way can that be true. This like short is just trolling. That's absolutely ridiculous. I can't imagine Apple actually doing that, but that would be hilarious. Um, my dad is annoying because he keeps on trying to convince me to switch to the iPhone. He says it's more accessible when he has no idea what he's talking about. Oh, okay. That's okay. So many people say that. I mean, I listen to podcasts like Double Tap and Mosen and Large, and they all love their little iPhones over there. um, and you know what? That's okay. Try to convince him to get an Android. There you go. That's what you do. As much as he tries to convince you about the iPhone, just turn it around and try to convince him to get an Android. Mackenzie. Also, can you get Ivona Sally on the Orcam devices? No idea. I don't have an Orcam. I should reach out to them and try to get one. Or is that only Kendra and Brian? Just curious. If anybody else knows, if anybody else has an Orcam, that would be interesting. I really don't know. Mackenzie just loves her TTS engines. Yeah, all of them. Every single one, especially Bubbles, the iPhone Bubbles one. Actually, I was looking through every single iOS like new voice and what is it called? Zarvox or something? I was like, wow, I should just totally change that. And for my next like iPhone tutorial, just use the Zarvox. um, okay, Danny says, I love having my Pixel 5 with that back fingerprint scanner. It's just so easy to find. It is! I miss the Pixel 5, yeah. Oh, yeah. I miss it. Some people want the fingerprint to be on the like power button, which I wouldn't mind. At least it would be like a physical sensor. And I think, yeah, even for Apple, like Face ID, while it is the best face unlock method of out of all the phones and like I don't know anything out there, even Windows Hello, it's better than all of that. It's annoying when you're visually impaired because I tend to have the phone really close to me so I can see it. And then like it's so hard to remember, like I have to move it away from me. It's counterintuitive to have to move it away from me so that you know it can look at my face, and then I have to bring it back to like my face, and it's just really annoying. Where's my fingerprint scanner, Apple? Where? Bring it back. I don't want the home button though, so find a way to, you know, even if like the whole bottom half of the screen, no, even if the fingerprint scanner was just, I don't know, even double its size, just double its size, it would make it so much easier to find. Let's see here. I lost my train of chat. The back and fingerprint scanner would have been easier than the front. Even when I was using the Google Pixel 7, I still had a bit of trouble with the scanner. Yeah, it's so annoying. And I haven't come across a better one than the Samsung, which I still cannot do a lot of the time, or like 20% of the time. That would be ridiculous even for Apple. Just imagine having two ports. They were talking about how one is actually for your headphones. We got rid of the headphone jack, but you can buy, you know, an Apple product, the lightning cable one. And you know what? If they actually do that, it'd be really funny because they wouldn't actually. I could imagine a world where they don't let you use the USB-C for anything else except charging. It's like you can't connect anything else. Like, oh, you want to connect like a USB hub or something. Nope. Only for charging because that's what was required. That'd be funny. Let's see. Danny says they have done the power button scanner here and there. Yeah. Everybody's kind of mixed on that. there was a time where you had to swipe, like Samsung had a swipe. Well, they had the home button that you swipe, and then they had the power button that you swiped, and then they had the power button that you like just hold your finger to. And some iPads have that fingerprint scanner on the power button. So I'm not sure why it is they like take it away and then put it back and then you put it in a different device. So that's, I don't know. Tough Fong says, I used, what is that? Dashlane as my password manager. It's very accessible and you also get a VPN. I have never heard of Dashlane. That's an interesting one. Okay. Yeah, I should be using a password manager, and I've been saying this for years now. I just haven't gone that route because then I have to like actually go and find out all my passwords previously so that I can reassign a new password. And I'm that type of person that I'm like, I don't remember. I'll just reset my password. That's about the only times that the passwords gets changed. When I have to reset it because I don't remember because it wasn't saved or something. Let's see here. Mackenzie says, I wish Windows had fingerprint sensors, but Microsoft isn't gonna do that anytime soon. So depending on your laptop, you can have a fingerprint scanner. Like my Samsung, I think it's a Galaxy Book 2. It has a fingerprint scanner. My dad has a Dell, I believe, and it has a fingerprint scanner, and so does my mom. She has an HP and also has a fingerprint scanner. And then my dad's all about Windows Hello. It's if you have like a webcam that has a infrared or some type of other thing, it has to be Windows Hello compatible. And you can unlock it with Face Unlock, which is pretty nice. Kites Pongan. They have a fingerprint button on the side of the latest iPad Airs. Yeah, exactly. So some of the iPads have it. Some devices have it, and some don't. Like my iPad Pro does not have it. It's like, one thing is that's interesting is sometimes they'll have the fingerprint and they won't have Face ID. And I'm like, why can't we have both? Why can't we have both? Tom Burt, wait until Apple gets rid of all the ports and goes fully wireless charging. Okay, so that's also another theory. Like Marcus Brownlee, that's what he thinks. Like they're just going to be like, oh, we want us to put USB-C like charging port. Oh no, we'll just take away all the ports. Then we won't have to help the environment. I'm sorry. Okay, look. I think everybody should be good stewards of the environment. Okay? But for Apple, for all these companies to say not putting a power brick in a device is environmentally, like, I don't know, saving the environment somehow is just absurd to me. You know what would save the environment? If you stop making so many phones. That's what would save the environment. But of course they can't do that because then they'd not get our money. Tom Burt, I have used Dashlane for years. Oh, that's good. I've never heard of it. But yeah, if it's accessible, that's great. I've heard of NordVPN and like something about a shark. Is it a shark? There's one password which apparently you shouldn't use because it keeps getting compromised. I guess you got to put down your coffee or 3 to use the password. Oh, yeah. There's so many things I want to do. Google has a password manager. So I guess I don't like it. I kind of like knowing my password. That's one of my problems with a password manager. Like I want to know my password and not be reliant on this like third party to tell me my password. And what if it gets hacked? I don't know. I'll stick with my Excel sheet that has not been updated, by the way, in a long time. It's just so much easier to reset your password. Okay. And anyway, don't they say that resetting your password is like a really good thing for security? So that's what I'm doing, guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm making my account more secure by resetting the password. A lot of Tuffy Funk says a lot of these new iOS voices are insane. Yeah, they really are. They're fun though. Let's see, Mackenzie. You know you can get Ivona Sally on Windows. Should I give you a link to Chris Wright's video on that in a community post? Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hey, Melissa! How are you doing? Don Henry, I never use a password manager. I really need to know my passwords. See, there you go. It's terrible because, well, it's probably not great for security, but I'm going to say it anyway. Like most of my passwords have like the base password is the same and like the end or the beginning is just different. So you see, I don't always just have one password, right? But like the base password is the same. It's just really bad. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So I don't even remember what this whole video or this live was supposed to be about. Oh, Aira. Yeah. So now that we have more people in here, well, there's about 12 people watching. I wanted to know which one you would use if both Aira and Be My Eyes were free. Aira, hopefully one day, wants the service to be completely free. And so, just out of curiosity, which one would you use? Some of you have already answered, but there's supposed to be a way to make a poll on here, but I don't know how to do that. Wait, wait, what? There's a plus? What is this plus? Oh, start a poll. I wonder if this is even accessible, guys. Okay, we're gonna find out now. If both were free, which one would you use? Okay. Aira or Be My Eyes? Okay, let's see. Ask your community. There you go. All right, guys. Let me know if that's accessible. I don't even know if that is. We'll try that. Let's see. Hi, Carrie. Let's see. I'm good. Well, I do the same with base password. Okay, yeah. We shouldn't be doing that. Never used either. Leonard say, hey, Carrie, what's up? Great live stream as always. Thanks. Okay. Thanks, Leonard. It's great to see you. Okay, how can I see how many votes there are? Oh, there's only one vote. Come on, guys, you can vote. I'm really curious to know about this. And one interesting thing is my sister is not a tech person, right? But she has never used either one, Aira or Be My Eyes. And I think when you have, a significant amount of vision, or you have help, like or sighted friends or supporters, it's really easy not to use, Be My Eyes or Aira. But the thing is, there are times, and this is kind of why I like keep it on my phone, where just in case I actually do, I want to make sure that I can use it. And so even if you don't want to use Aira, you can use Be My Eyes, and at least have a volunteer where if you don't have any other option, like at the time, um, you can use it. It's a good service. You can use the back of the camera, the back of your phones, the back facing camera, and they can see what you see. And you can point it to whatever you need that you're not able to see. And like I actually used it today. Um, me and my son were at the children's museum, and I dropped something, and me and me and my son were both like crawling around on the floor trying to look for it. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Let me go ahead and just call Be My Eyes and ask them really quickly. So yeah, I did, and I don't know. They found it right away. They literally found it. Like, oh, it's right there. Like it's under the table across the room. I'm like, what? What? How does it get all the way there? Yeah. But even if you never have to use it, if you at least have it on your phone, you know that, one day it might be helpful. Oh, let's see here, Tony. It's not coming up, so I can't vote. Oh, it's not coming up. Okay. Mackenzie, it is accessible. I was the one who voted. I beat y'all to it. Ha 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 ha. I'm gonna say every ha 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 ha. No, just kidding. I'm not. Okay, Melissa. Can't get talkback to read the poll, but I am not very good. I am not very good with it. Okay, Tony. I would use Be My Eyes. So it's really interesting. Wait, how can there be Oh, there's 4 votes. Right now there's 4 votes and it's 50-50. I'm going to look it up on my community post and see there was a few more votes on there. Let's see the community. Sure. Okay, so there were 22 votes. 59 would use Aira and 41 would use Be My Eyes. And I'm just so curious, what is it about Be My Eyes that you would use? Are you just really unhappy with Aira and how they handle the pricing and all of that? What is it about Be My Eyes that you prefer over Aira? Okay, yeah, now it's 5 votes and it's actually 60% Be My Eyes. And that's the thing that I just don't understand. Aira you can share your screen with Aira. They can help you if you want to take pictures. They can control like your computer if you give them permission to, obviously. And at least they go through some screening. And if you do need to look at sensitive information, like whether it's your bank or I don't know, something to do with your doctor's letters and things like that, at least I am fairly confident that they will keep all that kind of thing confidential. Whereas Be My Eyes, they're just random people all over the world. I don't know. Yeah. Let me see here. Can I choose both? Okay, but which one would you, if you wanted to choose both, that's fine. But which one would you use more? Let's go with that. Okay, yeah, just Be My Eyes is definitely a winner. I don't know. That's so interesting. Okay. I wonder if it's because of the vibe of the company. Is that it? Be My Eyes does the same they have with me. Okay, here we go. Remington says, How many Aira does not have their connect to whisper? which is my phone company, which was AT&T. If I am okay, I am not sure what your message is, Remington. I'm not sure if you're using dictation, but it may be that it's not writing it correctly. Let me see. Okay. Mackenzie says Amazon Silk is a piece of garbage. Oh, okay. You said garbage. I also do not like Firefox either. Firefox is too slow. I also don't like Safari. Probably be my eyes because I don't use these apps too often. So I would be wasting. Well, that's what I'm saying. If it was free, but if it was completely 100% free, Remington, Verizon. Okay, I'm not really sure what you're trying to say, Remington. If you could like explain exactly what you're trying to rewrite your message or something. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about it. So Janine, she mentioned that the ultimate goal is to have Aira for free everywhere, and it be paid by the government or businesses, organizations, and things like that. Kind of how the relay service for people who are deaf and hard of hearing is subsidized by everybody's phone bill in America. And it's a really interesting idea. And I'm not like completely sold on it. I like the idea of it being free, but nothing is free eventually, right? Let's see here. Aira is not connected to a Verizon phone, is connecting to AT&T. Okay. So Aira should work over Wi-Fi or any internet connection. Leonard says, I personally use an OCR app for most sensitive documents, such as bank stuff, etc. Works good enough. Then, if when necessary, I use Be My Eyes because it's free. I know, neither is perfect. See, I love OCR apps. I think they're great. But the thing is, I wish they could make them better. There's so much like development in the AI space with new voices and AI voices, which I do want to make a video about like 11 labs and how they can recreate your voice through AI, which is kind of amazing. And then they have Chat GPT or Bing or whatever now. And it's like, where is all that? Can that be integrated into all these OCR apps? Because I feel like if they could maybe automatically suggest what it is. I've tried so many different things with both Lookout and Seeing AI, and it can do decently, right? If it's at home, I feel like at home it does better. But then when you're out, and like today is a great example. I was out again at the Children's Museum. They have all these little plaques everywhere, right? And the sun is shining off of them. How am I supposed to know exactly how to point it in which direction or where I should be standing? And it like cuts it off and it doesn't do that great of a job. And when you're trying to like read it for your son, without that accuracy, it just stinks. And then if it's a bank statement, it does worse when there's like all these columns and all these different sections. And like it's great that you have enough patience for that. I honestly don't. Like I'm waiting for OCR to get as much love and attention as all these like new like language learning models and like these AI voices. Mackenzie, where am I? Where am I in the chat? Here we go. Mackenzie says Brave browser, Opera, and Microsoft Edge are way better. I'm also thinking is to try, what is that? Vivaldi? I've never heard of that one. I'm thinking of changing browsers because I use Chrome a lot. So I prefer Edge like as a browser. But my thing is I have multiple Google accounts and I have like multiple personal accounts and a work account and like the Carry On Accessibility account. And I really like how on Chrome you have different profiles. And I just haven't checked like with Brave and all the Chrome based browsers if that's something that I can use. Whereas like on Edge, I'm kind of just stuck with my Microsoft account and I guess I could make like another Microsoft account for like all my other Google accounts. But it's just really really annoying to have to do that. But I kind of switch to like Edge for certain tasks because I find my experience better. One thing is don't try to use narrator on Chrome. Well, you can if you really want to, if you're a bit of a masochist. it's it just doesn't work well. Like I think they really made narrator so that it'll work with Edge and any other browser will frustrate you. Let's see here. Uh, is Alexa for Windows 11 still a thing, or did Amazon and Microsoft discontinue that? I have no idea. I'm waiting for Alexa to have Chat GPT built into it. That would be interesting. Or what do they call it? Like the new Bing? What is its name? There was a leak about what its code name is, and it's not Clippy. But it's instead of Cortana, they're gonna have like a new like voice assistant, which would be cool. Because Cortana was supposed to be cool, but it really wasn't. It sucked. Tombert, I have been using Vivaldi on my Mac. It's another Chrome-based browser, but it's pretty cool. And has the different profile. Oh, it has the different profiles. Okay, that's cool. My problem with Chrome is it keeps eating up all my RAM. It's like, what are you doing? I'm not doing anything on Chrome. I'm working on a totally different program. And hello, computer. I think my cooler just kicked in and sounds all drippy. That's weird. And what was I saying? All right. So, and then I check like what's going on. I'm trying to do video editing and like everything just slows down to a crawl. I'm like, what in the world is going on? And then I check in the task manager and it's Chrome. It's like literally eating up half the RAM that my video editor is using. And I'm like, what? This does not make sense. What in the world? Yeah, but regardless, my brother's gonna help me upgrade my RAM. And yeah, I have like 1 terabyte left on my my hard drive. So I need to upgrade that too. And I'm hoping to get like a fast SSD, probably a what is it called? NVMe or M.2, whatever you call it, SSD for actually editing because, oh my goodness, rendering times are killing me. Like I could be so much more productive if I didn't have to sit there and wait for the video editor to render. And it's because of my hard drive, and it's also because I don't have enough RAM, and probably one of these days I will need to upgrade my graphics card. I had Ben says, "Hi, Ben." Tony says, "I would love an AI robot that helps you in your home and helps you with shopping and cleaning, etc. Then having to rely on family." Yeah, that'd be nice. It'd be creepy, but it'd be nice. Like, where's our Rosie from the Jetsons, right? That'd be nice. I wanted to clean and cook and be my secretary and do everything for me. Oh my goodness. That would be the day. Girl, you definitely need to convince someone to be your intern to help you out. Are you volunteering? I'm taking volunteers. Orcam is great, but the battery doesn't last as long when you're trying to read something. Okay. Karen? Hey, Karen. Mackenzie says, yeah, I'm not going to be using Chrome for too much longer. Firefox is doing the same as well. Ooh. I haven't used Firefox in a long time. I used to love Firefox, especially because you could customize the themes. It's making my computer so slow. Firefox is trash. I'm sorry, but no, Firefox is trash. Okay. I don't know if it's trash, but I just don't use it because last time I used it, it just didn't do too well with I think it was Jaws at the time. And so I just scrapped it and went all in Chrome and Edge. Yeah. So wow, oh my goodness, I can't believe the time. Wow, it has definitely passed by. It's already been an hour. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in and saying hi and having all this chat. It's been so much fun. And I thought that this was going to be a short stream and just like show off Aira, and that was it. But yeah, this was great. All right, guys, you take care. I hope you guys have a great Thursday and a great Friday tomorrow, and I will catch you in the next one. If I can find the end broadcast button. Slowly but surely. Okay, here it is. Bye, everybody.